Aha! We're back. We're sitting here with Jeff, not the drone Jeff, but the Typhon 3S Jeff. So we're going to talk about his creation. As you can see, it's not bone stock or out the box stock with these D boots on here. So we're going to go ahead and take the top off to see what we're working with. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about your car here.
Well, obviously it's a Typhon 3S, not anymore though. You know, I ran it for a while on 3S, bone stock. Was hitting about 50 miles an hour. And then I always knew that, you know, I'm the kind of person, I just love modding things and building them up. So I thought it was going to be pretty ridiculous to put a 6S system in. So I did. And I've got a Max 8, Hobbywing Max 8 speed controller right here. And originally it started out with the Hobbywing, and as you can see there's no receiver box right here. So what I actually had to do is, instead of having this on top of the receiver box, I actually dremeled, believe it or not, the receiver box right here so that it still had the servo mount, because that's, for all you guys who have this truck, you know that the servo mount is part of the receiver box. It's all molded together. And that would make enough room for me to put, you know, I mean, it's a wide it's a big ESC, and it barely fit, but it did. And that also allowed, that's the motor, a 92 millimeter motor.
Wow.
By 40 millimeters. So it's the biggest I've seen. It's a Hobby Star 1730 kV. It's basically like the Castle 2200 and adding another 20 millimeters. So it's huge. And I still have a little bit more room, so I can do a 100 millimeter, you know, cough, cough in the future. We'll see. I don't know.
Right.
Now, I'm running 4S. Right now, I can obviously run 6S. I did install a cap pack, and I've got Velcro on there. And by the way, to get all this stuff to fit, like there's Velcro right here, I had to do a lot of dremeling, a lot of sanding to get, you know, they did a lot of, there's a lot of spots in here that have like those honeycomb structures in the mold, so I had to basically dremel some stuff down and sand it to get things to sit, you know, nice and even. And I just kind of found that you know, worked for me to put that right there, and it won't come out unless I rip it out.
And that's your cat pack, right?
Yes, that is my cat, and that's actually, look at that, that's some solder that's stuck when I was, whoops. Oh, that's a rip.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, okay. Well, we'll deal with that later.
So, well, let me ask you this, with us looking at that. So if we had somebody new coming into the hobby and they experienced a situation like that, can they just put some electric tape on it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so electric tape works well?
Yes, it does.
So they don't have to re-solder and...
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
I'm a big heat shrink fan, but for this right here, I mean, something that small, it's really, unless there was another big gash on the positive, I don't want to jinx myself there, but yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
Because you got to think, there's the positive and negative are basically branched out between the batteries and running in parallel with the cat pack, so you don't want these to touch, because that would just be a big fireball.
Catastrophic.
Exactly, yeah. But for now, if you have anything like that, yeah, just electrical tape.
Okay, perfect.
It's fine.
So, if you could kind of put the amount of time, if you had to put a time limit on it or a time frame on it, how long would you say it took you to build this car?
Well, I mean, if I had all the money at once, this was honestly a 3 or 4 month ordeal.
Okay.
I started the process of upgrading this as soon as I got it.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of days later. But everything, I mean, it's hard to say. I'd say a couple weeks. I mean, if you had, between work and school, regular schedule, a couple weeks.
Okay.
I know there's going to be people out there that could say, well, I could spend a whole day. Yeah, you could spend a whole day and knock all this out, but...
you got more to your life.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, let's be realistic. You got to make money, you know, you got bills, you know, yeah, it's just like...
Right.
The other thing I didn't mention was, as you can see, these are the actually the 6S shocks right here, and I have lowered it a lot. I've actually got the rear a little bit higher than the front, so that when the body's on, the whole thing actually acts like a big downforce, like a big spoiler itself.
Nice.
And I've got a wheelie bar right here, and what a lot of people don't know is that this is actually stock off of the Granite BLX. So,
oh wow, nice.
What happens there is it's actually a direct bolt-on,
right?
And it's actually adjustable too. So I've actually moved it way down, and I was able to hit 93.7 miles an hour the other day.
You got 93?
Yep, I did.
Nice.
And yeah, so this right here is basically acts like a big downforce. So I really don't pop that many wheelies unless I actually absolutely, floor it from the get-go. And these tires actually do a great job of grip, by the way.
Okay.
Not too many spin-outs. But I did have to do the piston mod where you take the shocks apart, you put spacers in them.
Right.
And I just happened to find some spacers laying around that just work. So I know that's a lot of information right there, but I'm 26 years old. I've been doing this stuff since I was 8. I got first. I actually got, and people are gonna hate to hear this, but my first car was a Traxxas Rustler.
Okay. I could understand that with, when I first got into it, I just Googled radio control car and all I saw was Traxxas. So, I could see that being your first. But which do you like better now?
I mean,
no comment.
I like them both for different reasons. I'll say that. The rest, okay, and just a quick. I'm not promoting anything here. I'm not promoting either side. I'm not biased towards one another. Just a little disclaimer. I love Arrma vehicles because honestly, this is a good $100 cheaper than what the equivalent will be in Traxxas. However, Traxxas has, the Bluetooth radios. I like them all, for their different reasons. But I'm leaning more towards Arrma. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Yes, everyone. There's gonna be those Traxxas fanboys that'll get a little salty, and then it's whatever. Right now I actually have a Nitro Sport and I have a Summit.
Gotcha.
And a Slash 4x4. So, but this is my one and only Arrma right at the moment. Might be getting a Limitless in a little bit. That'll hintity hints in the next few months. We'll see how tax season does. But last thing I forgot to mention. So if you see the receiver is right here. Did a pretty ugly job here, but I had to move the receiver here, like I said, because there's no receiver box. Now, before you go and do this and run it, if you're going to run it in water like I have been doing, I don't know if this is actually waterproof. I've just been kind of saying, screw it, let's send it, see what happens. May not be the smartest move. I think they are, at some extent, the new Spectrum receivers, I think they are a little bit more waterproof than maybe the older ones were. Okay. When I say maybe, I haven't had any problems yet on wood, so... but it's phenomenal. I love it. And I just have, I have, another probably, 3/8 of an inch, maybe a little more of space to work with right here, wiggle room. Right. So,
you can definitely maybe go up in motor size.
Max 6, maybe,
or even ESC. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and be sure, if you ever want to do any of these, I had to do my homework. I had to go in here, and I've actually taken a ruler, measuring tape. I had to do some measurements, make sure that these actually would fit. And then, of course, the Racing, the twin fans. That's what helps keep everything super cool.
Yeah, it seems like they moved a lot of heat. You could definitely hear them when you cut it on.
Yeah. Other than that, I am running a custom spool on the inside, which I might show that in another later video, but it's for you guys out there that know. Obviously, for the 3S lineup, they only make one tooth. It's a 57 tooth gear that comes with them, and they have a steel version as well, 32 pitch. I'm actually running a Traxxas 38 tooth spur gear on the Arrma clutch assembly, and it's mod 1, so it's basically what the Revo takes. So I'm able to just haul with less voltage and a more efficient rate.
Gotcha.
So so I'm not burning motor RPMs that aren't necessary. So I can basically a quarter throttle. This thing is going to be doing
right
30 or 35 miles an hour. So and the cat pack definitely helps. I will say that.
Of course.
Guy is right here. If you don't know what a cat pack is, basically it's like a little miniature battery. It stores power and it helps once you get on the radio and you floor it like that. Instead of having to rely on the ESC to dump all that power out at once, which could damage your ESC in the long run, the cat pack just goes and shoots it all through that stored voltage. And once it's up and running, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You're gone.
Nice. Very nice. So you made up a very good point that you have a spur gear from another manufacturer. Mm-hmm. Now, there's lots of people out here who say Arrma is the best, Traxxas is the best, this is whoever is the best. And they get very upset if you don't agree with them. But it seems like the two companies, or at least their parts, play very well together. Because if you were able to use Arrma parts and something from another manufacturer and it gave you 93 miles an hour, not at full throttle, on 4S,
and with about a 40% charge. By the way, those batteries were at like 3.9 volts per cell. So I was probably closer to storage mode, which that's kind of scary to think about. The neighborhood I live in, I was running out of room. I mean,
of course,
the song was echoing off the houses. It scared me.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. So I know right now with 6S this will hit triple digits. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't have the room we might have to find a bigger spot for that.
Yeah. An open road, actual road somewhere.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
But to your point about, different companies, like I said, haters are going to hate. There's going to be people out there that are going to be biased towards one. Realistically, the RC hobby is all about having fun.